Howdy folks, and welcome back to my Jedi Knight series of the Jedi Knight storyline for Star Wars The Old Republic. Anyway, I had to take a major break, grab some lunch. I'm trying to power level the day through as many of these quests as I can while double experience is going on. So I do encourage you guys, hey, even though it's a fun game, take your breaks like you need to, recharge, those batteries, refresh, and then come back to the game later. The game will always be there for you, so don't forget to take care of yourselves. Alright, with that being said, let's go ahead and continue on with Spy Hunter.
Paths are currently open for business.
We'll just double check. Sometimes the game will give you an objective at a speeder point when it's actually going to be at the next area, but I think this one's going to be okay.
Have a safe and pleasant stay.
And here's those Throntas I was talking about in the last video. Yeah, Zaki want one. Zaki wants pretty bad. Anyway, guys. So I was thinking about coming in on this video and just talking a little bit about why Alderaan as a planet is so important to the Jedi Knight storyline. Now, individually speaking, it really isn't. This is one of the series of let's find the weapon of mass destruction and stop it of the Jedi Knight storyline. But what it does mark is the end of the first significant section of the Jedi Knight storyline. So if you've been playing through since Tython, the very first planet, then, in order, we did Tython, Coruscant, then we did Taris, Nar Shaddaa, and then we did Tatooine and Alderaan. And so at the end of Alderaan, we'll have a little bit of a storyline mission, and that pretty much puts a bookmark at the end of the first section of the game for the Jedi Knight. So it really, like once you've hit Alderaan and finished Alderaan up, you've basically straddled the first major hurdle of the game, which is kind of nice. The great thing about this story is that it's one long story, but it's broken up into several different parts, and so you kind of can get Lord Praven. That's cool. Got a blue lightsaber crystal from that guy. It's really kind of cool. You kind of get to enjoy these in sections. And here's something else that's really important to know about this game. Even though we're going from quest to quest, and it feels like it's only taking us seconds to get from point A to point B, and the plotline just keeps trekking through, there are points in the story where it says, like, hey, rest on the station, or hey, take this break, or whatever. And it's actually time passing between the different chapters of the story. You may not necessarily always recognize it as such, but from the time that you become the Jedi Knight on, or as you start your story on Tython, there's actually a significant chunk of time that passes between then and the conclusion of the 50 level chapter story. And it seems like all these things all happen all at once, but really there is actually a progression and a growth to your character. You start off as a fresh-faced Padawan on Tython, and you end up being one of the greatest heroes the Jedi have ever known. So kind of take in for a moment that every time you get a chapter break, there's also time that is passing in between these events that is growing and changing and shaping your character to become the hero they're supposed to be. And that's the other great part about this game too. I always will say that, but the story really is one of the strongest elements of this game, and you are the hero in this game, which is fantastic. I got my start with MMOs in World of Warcraft, and one of the things that really bothered me about World of Warcraft is that you are never really the hero of the story. You come in and you'll meet hero characters, and you'll do heroic things, but then you will finish up a raid experience for the end of an expansion, and all of a sudden find out that, somebody else gets all the credit for your kill. A great example was Wrath of the Lich King. In Wrath of the Lich King, you'd go all the way through to the end of that expansion, you'd do your gigantic raid to face Arthas, and then at the very end, you'd have another character come in and do the cutscene, and it's like, what did we all just do, man? Like, we all just fought tooth and nail and sacrificed weeks of our lives to kind of get through the progression of this raid, only to have all the credit go to some other character who wasn't even around for most of the battle. And that kind of sucks. So one of the great things about Star Wars that they do to kind of fix that is you star in your story. You are a moving part of the plot and how that shapes the universe. I'm actually going to do a little line of sight action here and just hide in this corner and let them come to me and smash them all here. But yeah, so it's like by the end of your Jedi Knight story, you've done some incredible things, and the universe acknowledges as such.
Lightsaber jerk.
Whereas, you know, if you're a bounty hunter or an agent, the same thing. You've had an impact on what this universe is becoming. Let's just grab that loot and run through the store. This almost looks red. It's almost a misnomer, but you can actually go through this. That is our objective, to get to this elevator. So, you know, when you're playing Star Wars: The Old Republic, I really do encourage you to RP your way through those conversations, like step into the role of your character, choose how you'd like to choose and make that character your own, and just enjoy the fact that when you see cutscenes and raids for things like Terror from Beyond, and you see this gigantic thing come out of this wormhole that you're going to have to fight, it is your character stepping through the door with your raid team coming through there, and you are the hero of that. And that is a fantastic feeling that I've never had in any other raids, or, you know, any other MMO, where I just really felt like they just captured that so well. Alright, it's kind of a big place, but let's get cracking here. Really trying to do almost a deathless run through this leveling process of just never dying, and it's actually quite feasible to do as long as you're you know, smart about the way you play. But you know, MMOs, guys, I mean, death is just a part of the learning curve. You know, and glitches just make it more extreme. So if you guys, you know, find yourself dying a lot on a quest, you know, feel free to take some time, buff up, grab stims, get better gear, you know, just do whatever you need to do to kind of get through it. I did a lot of prep work on any tune that I make to make sure that they have everything that they need ahead of time, so I can just kind of truck through and just have an easy experience with it. You know, I've spent time hunting datacrons, I forge and craft a lot of different gear. You know, just, I try to cover all my bases, and even then, you know, you're only ever one wrong move on a cliff away from dying. So, you know, just kind of keep in mind, it's like, hey, you know, death is never really the end. It's just a deterrent from doing a speedy run of something. A lot of Guardians here, man. Alright, so our objective is over here. That is Duke Horus Thul. Thul. It's Thul, sorry. Let's go ahead and get a little closer. We'll do this cutscene.
Be reasonable, Duke. Your calls for peace are misguided, unnecessary. Lord Nefarid wants what's best for House Thul. Unconditional victory.
And all he asks is that I betray Organa. Who the skies are you?
That woman isn't your ally. She's marking you for death.
Marking me? I don't understand.
It's a
Oh,
trick.
that is an ugly
Organa
helmet.
sent him to kill you. Be warned, I am prepared to kill you. Lord Nefarid trained me to fight a Jedi.
Yeah, we heard
What
that a
about
lot.
2 Jedi? Guards, defend the Duke.
Kira. Alright, let's get to work.
That.
They were no match for us.
You must kill me, at least tell me why.
The Jedi isn't here for you, fool. Not that it matters. No one will escape Lord Nefarid's purge. You're both dead, just like everyone scrabbling for peace. As the last person marked Jedi, you'll be the first to fall.
Lord Nefarid's plans are unraveling. Hand over the targeting device.
If you're hoping to remove that mark on you, don't. I've just rendered the targeting device non-functional.
Then we've heard enough from you.
Yeah,
This
she
woman
can
is doomed us both.
be trained to fight a
Let's
Jedi, but a
work
good
together.
right hook lays her out flat.
You have my full cooperation, Duke.
I knew it would be wise to keep tabs on that Sith. Disgusting little men like him are always up to something.
Gosh, that is an ugly outfit.
He's using a mountain bunker as a base.
I can't get over those helmets. No matter how many times I see them, I'm just like, ugh, who would wear that?
What defenses should I expect from this base?
Ivanka repels torpedo bombers, and that's just the outside. Your work's cut out for you. I'm leaving for the spaceport. I'll try to outrun the death mark in case you fail, but first, this traitor dies.
If you want peace on Alderaan, you must realize, death isn't justice.
That's a little preachy.
I'll put her in a detention cell until she can be tried and executed.
Of all the Thuls that you meet on this planet, this guy is definitely one of the better ones. Every class storyline goes through, you know, the similar areas. Alright, that's the end of Spy Hunter, guys. So, I'm actually going to wait on that Holocom call until we start the next video. But if you did enjoy this video, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. I'm always mixing those two things up. And we will see you next time.